Hey YouTube and vinyl community. I am going to do my part two of my collection. I'm going to do this section right here, but I'm kind of doing it more by alphabet, I guess. So this is going to be E's, and yeah, I could go to H. So I'll do E, letters E through H, because again, my collection's in alphabetical order. So I'm just going to start and pull this way. So the first E I've got is the Eddie and Cruiser's original motion picture soundtrack. I haven't seen this movie in quite some time, but the soundtrack was always pretty good. Ellen Lewis, a great jazz album, very mellow, classic record. Eric B. and Rakim, Paid in Full, another great classic hip-hop album. Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine, Let It Loose. Talk about, like, just completely opposite ends of the spectrum there. Explosions in the Sky. Started getting into them about 2 years ago. Very, it's like an instrumental band, very from Austin, and real laid back. Just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It's really, really mellow, but it just builds and builds and builds. And I just really started getting into their stuff. So this is actually, I believe, their first album. And then this is The Earth Is Not a Cold Dead Place by Explosions in the Sky. And then this one came out this year, The Wilderness. I think this may be one of the next videos I do, where I actually do a show and tell, because this is a pretty awesome gatefold album. And then this is the Explosions in the Sky with David Wingo, motion picture soundtrack for Prince Avalanche. Another just mellow, kind of indie, really good. And then you go from mellow to just balls out, and that's Every Time I Die, X Lives. Every Time I Die from Parts Unknown. And you know what? Got my 7 inches on the top here. Salem. If anybody's ever checked this out, they do a great Nirvana cover of Tourette's. This is the new one, Low Teens, that I unboxed recently. Walt Disney's Fantasia. Face to Face, 3 Chords and a Half Truth. Farrakhan, The View from This Tower. Excellent, excellent, excellent album. Go to Discord Records. They still sell these. And, I mean, this is one of my favorite albums of the, I believe this came out in the 2000s. It may have come out in 2000. Yep, 2000. One of my probably top 5 albums of the 2000s. Fiend Without a Face. This is like a solo project by Brent Hines. Kind of surfer rockabilly. You really get to just You get to really hear Brent Hines from Mastodon just rip. I mean, but not like metal. It's like I said, it's rockabilly surfer kind of stuff. But he just goes off. Classic LP, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. One of those albums you kind of have to have in your collection if you're a vinyl collector. Here we go with the Foo Fighters. I'm a huge fan of the Foo Fighters. This is the self-titled album. I'm still just... This album amazes me just coming off of what he had to, go through with Nirvana and the death of Kurt Cobain, for him to just, go out and make his own album, play all the instruments, and create what legacy he's created with the Foo Fighters. So that was The Color and the Shape. Nothing Left to Lose. One by One. In Your Honor. Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace. Which over time has become one of my favorites of theirs. This is just a great classic record of theirs. Wasting Light. And Sonic Highways. With the Austin cover. I did a video on this one with the Sound City soundtrack. So if you want to get an in-depth look at that. Then you have the EP Saint Cecilia. Just came out, I think this was this year also. Oh, that was last year. And Skin and Bones, the live acoustic album. Footloose. And you can tell I've got my 80s soundtracks intact. Foreigner. Foreigner Double Vision. Frampton Comes Alive. Or, see, Frampton. My God. Frampton Comes Alive. Draft Time Orchestra, Broken Lines. If you want to see that on the video, I've got a video of me unboxing that. Same thing with Goblin Cock, another 2016 release. Two of my favorites this year. I really like them all, but like I said, I'm going to do a year in review this later at the end of the year, probably right closer to New Year's. Go-Go's Beauty and The Beat. Greatest Hits of the Golden Groups. Got this, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw me post this, I guess it was last weekend or weekend before. I went to a Half Price Books clearance and got this one. Grape Jam. Grateful Dead. Got the little rhino. I got all these RTI reissues of the Grateful Dead catalog. Working Man's Dead, great record. Grateful Dead again. Ooh. And of course my albums fall down. Graveyard, I did an unboxing of that video earlier this year. Another one, who doesn't have Grease on vinyl, or who didn't? If you don't collect, you did probably have this at some point. Everybody had that soundtrack. Grant Green, Street of Dreams. Love that jazz record. Blue Note. Rachel Grimes, The Clearing. This album, I started really getting into the label Temporary Residences catalog like 2-3 years ago, and I came across her album. She's like a pianist, and it's kind of dark, but it's really good. And so I picked it up. Really good album. Guns N' Roses, Chinese Democracy. Had to buy this when, I guess you can say, Dr. Pepper convinced the Guns N' Roses to release this album. It's okay. I mean, you know, it's alright. It's got some decent stuff on there. I don't have Appetite of Destruction because I hear it so much, and I've heard it so much throughout my life, and I know at some point I need to get it because it's one of those classic records, but I just, I don't know. I hear it so much, I just have trouble, you know, getting in the mood to listen to it. Sammy Hagar, Danger Zone. Hanna-Barbera Christmas. Ooh. These guys really want to come out of there. George Harrison. Let's see. All Things Must Pass. Triple album from George Harrison. I think it's the first one he did after the Beatles broke up. If you want to hear, I don't know, it's just, to me, George Harrison was coming in the zone about the time the Beatles did, you know, called it quits. He did, obviously, you go through the Beatles catalog, and the closer you get to the end, the more George Harrison's presence was felt, and I thought All Things Must Pass was really good. It's a triple album. That'll be one I definitely do a video on at some point. Head Automatica Decadence. It's kind of like a pop. It says dance punk. I mean, I'm not sure what exactly that means, but I think it's the lead singer from Glassjaw, if anybody knows what Glassjaw is. Real catchy, kind of, I guess it's like pop punk. Pretty good. It's interesting. Something different. Heart. This album is another one I picked up at the clearance from Half Price Books a couple weekends ago. Still got the original Sound Warehouse. I don't know which cities had Sound Warehouse. I know we had one. Jimi Hendrix Experience. I've done a video for this when I got this. I got this for like $11.99 on Amazon. I was just totally pumped. Axis Bold as Love. The mono release. Classic record. And I think this is the last. I got 2 or 3 more. Jimi Hendrix Smash Hits. Stereo. Huey Lewis and the New Sports. Another just classic record. Got some great songs on that. Yeah, we'll call it quits there. Okay, so got to all the H's. So I will, maybe another week or two, I'll knock out this little section here. And it's just interesting as I look through the different squares that I have here. Like, this is going to be a really heavy group of records here. So, yeah. Thanks for watching again, and hope you'll tune in for the next one.